Breaking news. All hope is not lost, ladies and gentlemen, in Kimetsu no Yaiba chapter 192. But I'm going to be honest with you, it's not looking the best. It's looking better than before, yeah, but it's only looking better for Tanjiro, and that's debatable considering the fact that, you know, once he actually gets into fighting Muezzin, he gets hit like 3 times, but that's for the end of the chapter. But everything leading up into this moment has seemed a lot better, but it's only seeming better because he has the sun breathing technique to fall back on. The other Hashiras, Inosuke, Zenitsu, they're all still down. Like, it's only a one-on-one fight between Tanjiro and Muezzin currently. And if I had to really guess who has the upper hand in the situation, it would still be Muezzin. I mean, Tanjiro is physically exhausted. He's still a human. He's not at peak performance. I mean, he still has no depth perception. Like, he's not looking good by any means. The only thing, like I said earlier, that he has going for him is the sun breathing technique. But we're about to get into Kimetsu no Yaiba chapter 192 review. If you are new, go plus ultra and smash that subscribe button. It lets me know that you're rocking with the content that I put out here on this channel. And without further ado, let's get into this review. Now, the major takeaway that I'm getting from this chapter, and probably the biggest factor in what would potentially allow for Tanjiro to defeat Muezzin, other than sunlight, would be the sun breathing techniques, but we already knew that. We're introduced, well, we learned that Tanjiro knows the 12 forms of sun breathing that was demonstrated to him while he was unconscious and dreaming about the first user of sun breathing and how it was passed down in the generations for hundreds of years. And he even remarks on the fact that it was passed down relatively well, considering the fact that you could only pass this down from, you know, word of mouth and, of course, you know, actually practicing and implementing the sun breathing art form. It's here that we get the list of the 12 forms of sun breathing that Tanjiro now knows. It's stated that within the manga that he had a lot of wasted movements and his wrist angles weren't necessarily presented right, and all the way down to his foot movement and how his feet were placed when he was, you know, striking and implementing these techniques. Now, we don't see all of the 12 forms, but we get all of the 12 forms that Tanjiro now knows. Sun breathing dance, sun breathing clear blue sky, sun breathing raging sun, sun breathing fake rainbow, sun breathing fire wheel, sun breathing burning bones, sun breathing summer sun, sun breathing sunflower thrust, sun breathing solar heat haze, sun breathing setting sun transformation, sun breathing beneficent radiance, sun breathing dragon sun halo head dance, sun breathing flame dance. Now, those are the 12 forms that Tanjiro currently knows of the sun breathing art form, but he remarks on the 13th form and how he still doesn't know it. It was incomplete. He was never shown it, and it was never demonstrated. And then he goes back and he thinks about what the Flame Hashira mentioned to him, and then he noticed something about the name. He notices and he makes the connection between the sun-breathing dance and the flame-breathing flame dance and how they have similar names. He then has a flashback to what his father told him back when he was a child, and this is on page 9. Then he quotes his father, and the narration is like, if you learn how to breathe properly, Tanjiro, you'll be able to dance forever too. This is when Tanjiro remembers that his dad used to always dance the Hinokami Kagura, and he would dance the Hinokami Kagura until dawn. Tanjiro comes up with the theory that perhaps performing the 12 forms completes a ring, resulting inevitably in the 13th form. So if you don't understand what I just said, he is going to have to do the 12 forms of sun breathing one after the other in repetition repeatedly, and him doing all 12 forms repeatedly creates the 13th form for sun breathing. He remarks that this is a tremendous task. I mean, doing repeated breathing techniques in general is a massive strain on the body, and here he is going to have to do all 12 forms repeatedly until dawn. And I don't think we didn't receive an update for how long dawn is, but I believe the last time we got an update for when dawn breaks was like an hour and 13 minutes. So he's gonna have to repeatedly do these forms for over 70 minutes while also dodging Muezzin's attacks. Like, he has to continuously dodge. It's not like Muezzin's just going to let him just rattle off attacks that will potentially kill him. And even then, even while I'm reading this entire chapter, I can't stop thinking, I was like, what if he just disperses again and just disappears? Like, that's my main reason why I don't think he would win, Tanjiro, I mean, because he could just disappear and disperse like what he did in the past. So, I mean, that's always going to sit in the back of my mind until this series ends. That will always be in the back of my mind. Right before Tanjiro attacks Muezzin and begins, you know, the different breathing techniques of in the different forms, he questions himself. He says, I don't have Yororichi's or his father's skill. He doesn't even know if he can stay alive until dawn. And then he even remarks on himself. How can he prevent Muezzin from escaping? He questions his confidence, and then he questions if he can do what the creator of sun breathing couldn't do. But he knows he has to try. There's no other excuse. He knows he has to try. Gives himself a little pep talk. He goes straight at him. He's doing one technique after the next. But I keep telling you, Muezzin has the Goku effect. He just keeps leveling up. The longer the battle goes on, he just levels up and levels up and levels up. He hits Tanjiro 3 times. That's when we get the revelation as to the secret technique of Muezzin. But it's really not even a technique. What happens is that, and Tanjiro notices this in the chapter, he notices how Muezzin was able to take everybody down without anybody noticing anything going on. He states on page 17 that Muezzin has 9 tubes on his back plus his 2 arms. So let's just say 11 tentacles, tubes, whatever you want to call them all together. He has 11 of those. But he projects 8 even faster tubes from his thigh and attacks with them. Meaning that it is not actually the tubes on his back or his arms that are connecting with the Hashiras. And that's not what's killing people. What's killing him are the tubes that he has hidden in his thighs that he jettisons out at a higher sonic speed than what his arms are moving. The fact that it took somebody with 1 eye to notice what 14 eyes couldn't is insane. He makes this mental note that he can't think of Muezzin as a human or a humanoid or having this one fixed body because he can change his form at will, and that needs to be understood. With this new knowledge, Tanjiro goes back into battle. He starts rattling off more. He starts back over. So he goes sun breathing dance, raging sun, fire wheel. Once again, he's interrupted. And from this interruption, he has to start again. So that's the biggest thing. He needs to do these things continuously without being interrupted. And Muezzin simply will not allow that. Tanjiro needs a massive power up. He needs a massive boost. And it's just really interesting what is going to come out of this. And there's also him racing his own clock because, yes, he has the sun breathing technique. But what happens if he gets infected again, or the cure, the anti-venom, the anti-poison, whatever you want to call it, wears off? Can he get infected again from Muezzin's blood? I don't know. Is it an antidote, or is it just something that's slowing down the infection process that's already within his body? Who knows? Next chapter, we're going to see if this man Tanjiro can connect all of the attacks together and make something shake. I don't know, man. Like, that disperse ability that Muezzin has, how do you beat that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you beat that? I'm really curious to see how Tanjiro is going to be able to pull this last fight off against Muezzin. But that is the end of Kimetsu no Yaiba chapter 192 review. If you made it to the end, thank you for rocking with me. Leave a comment down below what you think is going to happen from this battle. Is he going to be able to connect all 12 of the sun breathing forms in order to unlock the 13th form of sun breathing? We don't even know if that's actually how you unlock the 13th form of sun breathing, but this is an anime, so I'm sure that is actually how you unlock the 13th form. I don't see Muezzin allowing it, but we're going to know what happens on, when is that, February 9th. Thank you for rocking with me to the end. Comment on the video, rate the video, share the video, like the video, and like always, keep it safe and wrap it tight. I'm out.